I'm just going to quote Diamond Dallas Page. If you say you can't, or you say you can, you're right. So what are you going to do about that? Hey there everybody, it's Rev Kev here. Pray you're having an amazing day today. Tiny little update on my channel. You'll notice I've got new banners and kind of a new look going on. I want to get back into some of the things that I started this channel off originally with is just leadership and encouragement and how do we spur one another on to kind of live life to the full. I mean, I'm a lifelong learner. I am always learning new things. I'm always reading new books, checking out new things. And as I learn, I actually feel called to help other people learn and maybe encourage people in the things that I'm learning. Now here on the site, there's still going to be some nitpicking of movies, still going to be talking some pop culture, still going to be looking at board games, and still looking at miniature painting like Star Wars Legion and Marvel Crisis Protocol. But I wanted to kind of get back into some more leadership stuff intentionally on this YouTube channel. So if you've been following me on social media, you will know that I have, during this COVID-19 pandemic, gotten into a fitness program called DDP Yoga. Now, I am not a yoga guy. I am not, kind of this inner meditative kind of peace and stretching type of yoga. That isn't my jam. What DDP Yoga is more of a fitness program using kind of the perks and the health benefits of yoga poses, but really mixing that up with sports therapy, with calisthenics, with cardiovascular strengthening, and if you have any past injuries or past physical injuries, to kind of rebuild those. This was developed by Diamond Dallas Page, who's a WWE Hall of Fame pro wrestler, and I've been doing this now for 100 days. And I'm going to put a link to my blog post. I'm not going to share my whole journey about that here on YouTube, but this has just been an incredible journey for me personally over the past 100 years, as I have been encouraged by other people to keep going, keep going, keep going. And hopefully the journey that I've just begun, again, I'm only 100 days into it, but I really hope that my journey can help you on your journey. I kind of went into 2020 wanting very intentionally to focus on my physical well-being, on my mental and emotional well-being, and on my spiritual well-being. Those were the three big areas of my life that was kind of my New Year's resolution in 2020. And who would have known, well, I know one person who would have known, God, but who would have known that 2020 would have been this crazy of a year? Who could have ever predicted having to work from home, shutting down the physical businesses of so many people, mine included, of working in a church? It's just been such a radical and rapid transformation, and in order to move people quickly, kind of the fear that kind of came into that, to move people, so rapidly. And as we start coming out of this, fear is a hard thing to overcome. It's a strong motivator to get people to go where you want them to go. But now when you start easing back on that and saying, hey, now everything's okay now, when you ramped up the fear, it's hard to turn it off. And so for me personally, my physical health was a big part of making sure that I didn't give in to a spirit of fear. So that was why I started this program. Originally started it off with my kids. We were working out, the three of us, every day. And now, they're working full time in their summer jobs. They're on their feet for 8 hours a day. They're getting enough exercise that way. And I have kind of continued this. But I do want to challenge you today. Again, the quote from Diamond Dallas Page that he says a lot in the workout is, he says this. He says, if you say you can't, or if you say you can, you're right. And he talks a lot about kind of this 6 inches of real estate, the 6 inches of gray matter in our heads. And what you decide here will have an impact on how you live your life. Right? And actually, I think this is kind of a very solid biblical teaching as well. I mean, the Bible teaches us, that as a man thinks or as a woman thinks, so they are. The Apostle Paul talks about the renewing of our minds. There's a battle that goes on in our heads that play out in how you and I live our lives each and every day. The battle starts right here. And so I want to encourage you. Maybe, this whole notion of fitness and mental, emotional health or spiritual health is not your jam. And that's awesome if it isn't, but I would encourage you to stick with the channel. Be a part of the channel, subscribe, watch the videos, like the videos, comment on the videos, and maybe there's ways that we can be spurring one another on this. And so that's kind of the change that I'm going to be starting to add. So kind of adding in these leader lifter videos back, very intentional to encourage you in wherever you're called to lead, whether that's in your family, that's in your job, that's in your school, that's in your hobby group, wherever that is. Just to encourage you to lead better in the area of your physical health, your mental, your emotional health, and your spiritual health as well. And still geek out and have some fun together from time to time. So that's a quick update on how where the channel is going. I hope you will continue to join me on the journey. As always, I so appreciate all of you who are part of the channel here. The fact that you subscribe to it and comment, it means the world to me. And until the next video, I just want to say God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you here again real soon. Take care.